Okay, good day, everyone. We are going to continue with the class Petroleum Product Marketing, and today we'll be diving straight to product positioning and brand management. I believe our first section was very helpful, and we have been able to understand the fundamentals of petroleum product marketing. So at this point, we'll be going straight to product positioning and brand management. So what do we mean by brand management? Brand management is all about brand activities, what a product is known for. Call it corporate identity. Brand management is the brand activities that ensure that customer build trust in a brand, knowing that what they are buying will serve the purpose of which they're buying it. Reputation management is part of brand management, and brand consistency, and brand CSR, that is corporate social responsibility. A company could be in the service of providing of petroleum products, yet you see that the company also have at listed social responsibilities, engagement to the community within which they operate. Companies will provide water, will provide things that are lack in the environment they operate, and this helps to build the brand of the organization. They would be known not just for selling, but for helping the society generally. The benefit of management and product positioning is it helps to increase customer loyalty. When customers understand the brand identity, know what the brand stands for, can have trust in a brand, can understand the reputation, that a brand is a brand of high reputation, that also understand that this brand is consistent over the years. It helps to increase customer loyalty. It helps to also give the brand itself, the product, a higher market share, because such brand is not the only brand of the same product in the market. But with what the brand is known for, it helps to increase the publicity and also give higher market share, more patronage, and stronger competitive positioning, because you are now being innovative. You are being suggested to do things that other products are not doing. You are putting yourself at the edge in the market. So it's not just about being in that business, it's about doing other things that would impact the life of the consumers at large. So if you become the petroleum product marketer of a particular product or your product, you must understand that brand positioning and product management is key to having the heart of your customers. Products, petroleum supply chain and distribution. This is very important. It's not just about having a wonderful product, but it's about ensuring that the product gets to the customer just in time. I did mention in my first class how Dangote refinery company secures 6,000 CNGs. The reason is basically to ensure that products are supplied to customers. So Dangote has a partnership with MRS. MRS is now getting more filling stations under its portfolio. This is the way that product has been refined is getting down to consumers as quick as possible. So we must know, so no matter how good your product is, if it doesn't get to customers, if it's not distributed, if it's not known, it's as good as not existing. Let's take an analogy about discovery. Somebody discovered the name, gave the name Nigeria. Someone discovered River Niger. Someone discovered even America, and says it's Christopher Columbus. Even while America was existing with the Red Indians, someone discovered gravity. There was gravity, but we never took cognizance of the presence of gravity until gravity was discovered by Isaac Newton. So no matter what it is that exists, if such a thing is not given popularity, if we don't know the use and the value of it, it does not exist. So no matter how good your product is, it must be discovered. It must get to the consumers. So an effective supply chain ensures uninterrupted availability of products, of petroleum products. You must plan it. What are the channels? Product moves from the refinery to the import depot, ready to move batch on ship, and it moves to depot where you have your farm tanks, and from the farm tank it is transported either through trucks or pipes to filling stations and to customers eventually. You must understand this, and there must be effective supply distribution of the products. So customer relationship management is key too when we talk about petroleum product marketers, because it is the customers that are buying. So you must know how to maintain good CRM, customer relationship management. Customer satisfaction is the central to petroleum marketing success. Okay, one of our stations in Benin, just an example, was selling good PMS, but AGO was not selling. We bought about 20,000 liters of AGO, but it was not selling because that particular location, it's a location for residential. So we do not have so much trucks that use AGO there. So what happened is that we had to build a model to go to where trucks are being parked with our marketers and make sure that these trucks were notified that they do not even need to come to the station to buy. We can bring the diesel in a safe can to them and they can use it. We started giving them incentives, we started getting to know them. As a matter of fact, we attached a marketer to that what's it called, truck depot to market it. Creating good relationships. Sometimes you see some filling stations who would even have one raffle ticket for cadre riders who comes to buy fuel from them. And at the end of the month or some month, they do a raffle draw and they have a winner amongst them. All these are strategic plan to get closer to the heart of the customers. So strategic CRM is customer segmentation. You know the kind of customers in the particular territory you are. There's some areas that the customers there are residential. They come in every day with their generator. They come with their kegs to buy fuel. This is residential. So the kind of volume of products. So, this area PMS is going to sell more. There are some areas that you have that are very industrial. The DPK or AG will sell more. So you must do a market segmentation to look at the kind of customers you have. You can give personalized service, like I said, based on those. You can even, we have a small truck that deliver diesel directly to churches, deliver diesel directly, just a small 10,000 liters truck, 2 compartments that delivers this. And you see, these are personalized service we're talking about here. So that can happen. You need to understand this. And let me tell you something. While satisfying customers, you must also make sure that you have a proper meter. The biggest challenge with filling station management is that many filling stations you see in Nigeria have adjusted their meter in a way that 1 meter is not 1 meter. So when you buy 1 liter, sorry, not 1 meter, 1 liter. When you buy 1 liter of fuel, what you actually get sometimes will be 0.6, 0.7 liters. So that is why you see some people would prefer to buy in a station that is selling at a higher price than one that is selling at a lower price. Some stations sell at a higher price, let's say at 960 per litre, for example. This is an example. And people would prefer to buy that station that sell 960 than the station that sell at 920, because the 960 have a better meter than the 920. So one of the ways you know a station that have a better meter is, Okada, bike, motorcycle. Check any station that is being patronized majorly by Okadas, motorcycle. Usually those stations have a better meter. Yeah, because motorcyclists are those that knows they use what's it called, can water, bottle water, the empty one, to go buy fuel, and they measure it. And once they measure it, they know that your meter is good, is fair. They tell the others in their pack, that station is good, and they go there in mass. Because see, effective management of your station is key to managing customers. And if you want to destroy your station, just recalibrate your meter. Gradually, sales will drop to the barest minimum. Loyalty programs, I've mentioned this. Complaint management, look at complaints of customers and try to resolve them. Customer feedback after sales reports. This is very important. Key performance index, KPI, things we can use to know or to determine that customers are well treated. Customers are okay, or they are satisfied with our product. Number one is customer retention rate. Do you have customers stay or buy from you over a long time? If you have a particular customer, many customers stay and they keep buying, and you have repeated sales, it shows that you are doing well in your CRM, customer relationship management program. Customer satisfaction, are they satisfied? Is their complaint reduced? Sales growth is sales growth, repeated business, service quality rating. You ask them, how do you see our service? You get feedback from them. If you have good rating, it means that you are doing well. Benefit of making KPIs and CRM is satisfied customers become loyal customers and brand manager. We have gotten to an era where customers are part of the business. You must know they are the biggest marketer that sells your product without you paying them. So you must ensure that they understand this properly. So let's look at regulation in the oil industry. You cannot function as a petroleum product marketer without understanding that the industry is highly regulated. Why is the petroleum industry regulated? It's for two reasons or more. One is that petroleum product is a daily necessity, because we use it every day. We use that for transport, for cooking, for power, and for various things is being used. So if petroleum product is not supplied in a day across a nation, it causes national security. The price of things will go up, cost of everything, they will be stressed everywhere. People will be limited in mobility. So it should be regulated. And two, because the product itself is highly flammable. Petroleum product is highly flammable, especially for the PMS. It's highly flammable. That is why many times you have been told not to make calls in filling stations or areas that petroleum product is being produced, supplied, transferred, transported. You are advised not to, because the ignition point of PMS, for example, is very low. When you make call close to a tanker filled with PMS, or a place where, like in the filling station, the electromagnetic emission from your phone can increase. Can cause heating and increase the ignition point to a point, or increase temperature to get into the ignition point, and that can cause it can burn or explode, because it has a very low ignition temperature. So these are part of the reasons why this sector needs to be very regulated. You must know this. And as a professional in this field, it's important you understand licensing criteria, why and how a product is being licensed, or the business being licensed, kind of different. Who is even licensing it? Is the DPR. We have the DPR. You have different agencies in the oil and gas industries that license operations, that license blending, like the SON, that license different things. You have the environmental ministries that must be involved for you to conduct your EIA. If you are going to do anything as regarding laying of pipes, building of filling stations, you must conduct your environmental impact assessment. There are so many agencies that you must relate with, you must interface with to be able to conclude those projects. Product quality standard, environmental protection, customer care, HSC, tax compliances, pricing, regulatory. Why compliance matters? Number one is you avoid penalty when you comply. You protect public safety, improve business reputation, and ensure operational continuities. These are things that you must know. Let's look at market research and sales forecast. As a professional to be in the petroleum industry, as petroleum marketers, one, marketing intelligence is key. That is, making decisions should be data driven. You must understand what data you are using. What are the factors that can affect the fluctuation in the global price of petroleum products or the crude oil itself? You must conduct market research, and this market research must be based on customer survey, competitor survey, demand analysis, and market trend monitoring. How do you forecast? You can forecast through historical sales analysis. How have sales been doing in the past? What are the things that affect sales in the past? Economic indicators. Where are you selling? What are the policies that affect? What are the new policies? What is the purchasing power of the customers? You look at it. Then seasonal demand. What you sell during a festive period, like in Christmas or Ilaya period, is different because people are moving more in that period, so they consume more energy. People are people are engaging more. So market growth projection is another, and business benefits of making research and forecasting is better inventory planning, improved budgeting, reduce stock shortage, increase profitability. Sales, promotion, and negotiation. We've talked about this before, but I will just go into it again. Marketing success depends on effective selling and relationship management. Promotional activities, which you must understand, is advertising, trade promotion, dealers incentives, corporate sponsorship, digital campaign, loyalty rewards. You must have good negotiating skills, active listening, value creation, win-win solution, conflict resolution, closing techniques, outcomes, higher customer acquisition, and improved revenue generation. These are very, very important. Then look at the risk management in petroleum product marketing. Risk is there's nothing that does not come with risk. Managing business risk is part of what we must know. Petroleum businesses faces numerous operational and financial risk. Yes, there's so much risk. For example, if you read the book of Michael Tedola, the former investor in AP, African Petroleum, and also Fort Oil, which we know now, he said he have sold most of his business in oil and gas, and he had invested more of them in Dangote refinery. So he was also faced with risk. There was a time he said in his book that he was bringing some product to Nigeria at a particular price. While the product was on the ship, the government of Nigeria changed the policy, and the price of product in Nigeria crashed. That made him lost billions. that for him to recover, he had to sell a lot of properties, a lot of shares to pay back the loan. So there are risks. Common risk in this business is crude oil price volatility. It's very volatile. Though it's being regulated internationally by OPEC, but there are a lot of things that still affect the crude oil price. Recently, we see the war between the US and Iran, how it's affecting the cost of crude oil. And tomorrow, once there's a ceasefire, the price stabilizes a little. So imagine those that are buying, those that are importing shipping at this period, they are faced with high level of risk. Exchange rate fluctuation. It affects once exchange rate goes up or go down. Crude oil price is dollarized. It affects it. Supply disruption, regulatory changes, product theft. You know, there are jackals of products on the IC. There are oil bunkers that steals. So they are even while you are moving petroleum products, we've seen drivers can even stop on the road, take some liters, sell on the road. Yeah. So however, most of the truck have sealers. They seal it and the seal must not be broken. So and once you deliver to the customer must come out that the seal is there, it's not broken. But what can the driver do? Driver can also have an arrangement and have the seal broken and replaced. So oil theft, product theft, safety incident, environmental liability. So how do you mitigate against most of all these risks? Number one, diversify sourcing. Do not get your product from one location so that you know that you are getting from various sources. Insurance coverage. Make sure that everything you are doing is covered by the insurance. You might have to pay higher premium, but it covers during the event of risk and it helps you to cover your losses. Safety management system, compliance, monitoring, business continuity, position. This is the last slide we are now. We are going to be ending this class here today. And before I read out the last slide, let us take our assignment serious. Copy the link in the button there, and paste it on the browser and take your 15-question assignment. Also submit your attendance. Once it reaches 0, it means that it has been submitted. I think with that you would have completed the class. Overview of petroleum products. Petroleum products are refined from crude oil. We are talking about some form of crude oil. Crude oil and natural decomposition of natural matters, and it's a black oil under the earth crust. And this crude oil is being drilled once that we identify, and it's being refined. Yes. So this crude oil is important to meet the energy of household, industrial energy, transportation, aviation, and manufacturing sector. I'm only explaining this way because of those who might not be who might not have a science background, so that you can just understand what crude oil means. We know we are in a country where we are one of the largest suppliers of crude oil in Africa and the world. So we understand this at least to a large extent. We've heard it before. Crude oil in Nigeria was discovered in Oloibiri in Bayelsa State, and ever since that time, crude oil have been discovered in many parts of Nigeria, even down to south. Crude oil have been discovered in Maiduguri, in Bauchi, even in the north. Yeah, crude oil have been discovered in southwest, in Anambra. They have discovered a large reserve of gas in Anambra. So important is energy generation for crude oil, transportation. Yeah, when you have crude oil, you need to transport. Yeah, so it helps industrial production, domestic cooking, road construction. Yes, we also use some of the residuals from the process of refining crude for road tire, like the bitumen, like the tar. They are also constituents of crude itself. So we're going to stop here. We're going to be having our last class. You check the calendar, the timetable, and I believe you can go through this class, go over and over again to have a proper understanding of what petroleum products marketing means. See you in your next class. Bye bye.